Okay, welcome back to another Fickle 134 painting tutorial. So today we're going to do something a little more advanced. It's going to be Disney based because I love Disney, my kids love Disney, everybody loves Disney. That's why they have a multi-billion-dollar empire. Anyways, so we're going to be working with, hopefully I put that in frame, we are going to be working with a little farther that way, a 12 by 12 canvas. Let me zoom out a little so you can actually see it and believe me. 12 by 12 canvas, and basically what it's going to be, or what it's going to end up looking like, is that this is O'Malley and Duchess from Aristocats, and they're going to be encircled by the moon. It's going to be nice. There's going to be fade from dark gray into black with the moon and stars. So I'll skip all the stuff I covered in the last video, how to put stencils together and all that, and we'll cover a few more techniques involving islands and multi-layers and stuff like that, and some space painting techniques that you might find interesting. Kind of went over already what we're going to do. We're going to make O'Malley and Duchess kind of about there-ish. I think that's right on the money. Yeah, it's about right. And so, first of all, we're going to start with the moon. That's going to be our background. So it's going to be about there. I'm going to use this nice Tupperware, just a basic old bowl you can buy it at a dollar store for $1. So what we're going to do, the way I center these things at least, I line up whatever stencil you're going to use. So I'm going to cut all this out later. And basically all I'm going to do is use this as positioning. So I want it to kind of encapsulate their heads, but not go off the top of the top there. Gross. I think that was, I hope that was tape. Basically I want it somewhere centered around their heads, so it'll make it look pretty cool in the night. So about there. I want it a little off center to get that artistic quality. Don't want it off the top up here. Maybe about there should be fine. So what I'm going to do is pull this out, because this is where I want it centered, and then to get a guide you just spray right around. And I'm going to use, where's that gray? Actually I could probably get away with using bone light. This gives you just an idea where it is, and you can use any color to do this. And so to see where I'm at, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can darken this up and zoom in. You have that nice little idea of where you are going to be painting. Let's make this, darken this up a little. There you go. Now you can see it. So that's where we're going to be painting the moon. So I'm going to put white and gray right here, and then, well, you'll see. Okay, so to paint the moon, we're going to use straight up gloss. Where are you? Gloss white, if it won't. Well, it's gloss white. It's not focusing. Sorry. Gloss white, and just, this one is winter gray. So we're just going to spray it in right in there. Nice. And then on top of that, spray in. And now here's where those space paintings come in that you see you guys on the street selling for way too much money. Take a piece of, I like to use gloss, any type of magazine paper. This is a guitar magazine that I used to read. So it's any type of gloss paper. Crinkle it up, and then just like this, crinkle it up. It gives you a little texture on there, if you can see that texture. Yeah, good, the light's hitting it. Gives you a little texture, and then you just start dabbing. You get these cool patterns. No technique really needed, no mastery of art really needed, just kind of looks cool. So it'll give it the illusion of being the moon. Cool, huh? So we're going to use that. It's simple as that. I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes just so when I put this back down, put that back on it, you won't have a definite line to see where the thing went back on. So we're just going to give it a few minutes to dry. See you in a few, and then we'll repaint the background. Alright, so we're back. It's a little bit dry now, and we're going to reposition. We're doing, well, this is the ring finger test this time. Reposition where, where O'Malley and Duchess will be, and we'll figure out exactly where to put said bucket. Where's that bucket? Okay, so this is roughly where we're gonna. Let's move them over just a little bit. Roughly where they're gonna be. So on the canvas, just place that down, and then we're gonna have them be inside the moonlight like a big pizza pie, because that's amore. So now we've positioned where we want the moon to be. I'm going to remove the paper, and there, that's how we do that. So now we're going to paint the background, which is basically going to be light gray here, moving up into black, so it looks like it's going from light to dark. Just, you know, something a little extra flair. So we got a regular old black right here. Well, let me lighten this up. Can barely see. Sorry. So where is it? There we go. So regular old gloss black, and then we're gonna use, where's the other one? Winter gray. Ooh, cool, huh? So here we go. I know some of you like that Benny Hill music from last time, so I might, oh shoot, focus. Might use that again for this painting scene. Let's see if we can get this bad boy to focus. There we go. All right. So to do stars, hold on, we're going to do stars. So basically what you're going to want to do is just use very light pressure on here. If I can, here. That's not light, don't do it like that. Just that simple. So many stars. And it looks cool. Alright, so I've added a little spray around. It kind of gives it an extra little kick for the planet there. So when we take it off right now, see what we get. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. So, supposed to be the moon. Looks cool though. So, well, I should say the last video talked about cutting, but this one's a little bit more complicated because there's a lot of things going on. What you have here, see if I can get this a little bit closer, or somewhere where we can talk without it blurring out here. So as you can see, we have, the last one we did was just black, just a straight up silhouette. This one we see we have black and white interacting with each other for the to create shadows and make it just an interesting image. So how are we going to do that? Because we can't just cut out the black and we can't just cut out the white. So for this particular one, we're going to do, well, I'm going to do 3 different stencils to make this basic image. I know it's a lot of work, but it's going to look cool when it's done. So there's going to be the black. I'm going to cut out the whole thing in black, and then there's going to be anything that's white. I'm going to do a second stencil with anything that's white on here. The O'Malley right here, the second cat with the small tail, or the thin tail I guess, is going to be all orange except for a black outline. But so I'm going to have one for all the black parts, one stencil, one for all the white parts, including Duchess, and then one for just O'Malley as the orange. So we don't have to worry about doing islands and all that other stuff, but I'll do that in another video. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have 3 total stencils for this to make this look cool. I promise it'll look cool. So what's going to happen here is that we're going to paint all this right in here all black. So after we lay our screws down and everything's, you know, down on the canvas, then we start painting. But as you can see, we got all this that we don't want. We want everything inside to be black, but all this we don't want to be black. So what do? Well, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape down the stencil so it doesn't move. Okay, because we found a good spot for it and we want to keep it there. So I will just use tape. This is right here. This is just any old masking tape you can get at any store, any supply store, office supply, dollar store, anything like that. Nothing fancy. It's not painter's tape. It's not $8 a roll. It's like maybe, I wouldn't pay more than $1 a roll for this stuff. So that's all we do. We just tape it in place to make sure it doesn't move anywhere. Then we can take some either any type of handy dandy. These are old guitar magazines I use. Just take the page, rip the pages right out. So rip the page out, and what we're going to do, this is what I call masking. So we're just going to tape these over everything we don't want to be painted, aka creating a mask. So and then once you put this over the top of your stencil, or at least covering what you don't want to be painted, I usually take tape, same regular old dollar tape, and put it right over the top so it makes a seal. So when you're painting right here, none of the paint goes under the stencil and ruins your painting. Okay, so we're just going to do that for this side as well. I'm going to cut so you don't have to sit here and watch me do that. Alright. Alright, here we go. As you can see, I've already taken off the screws. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes since we last talked. I've already taken off the screws and we're ready to lift the stencil off. When you're lifting stencils up, make sure you're trying to pull them straight up. Don't try and slide them off because you might smudge the paint, and unless that's the look you're going for. I mean, that could look cool in a certain situation. But in this one, I'm looking for super clean lines, so I want to pull straight up. So that's what we're going to do. And it looks like we got those super clean lines I was looking for. So that's just the beginning. I mean, shoot, you could leave it like this if you wanted to. It looks pretty cool as it is. And thank you, Enterprise Rent-A-Truck, for going right by while I'm talking. But we got a few more steps. We're going to add a layer of white, which I showed you guys earlier, and a layer of orange, which is going to be O'Malley. So I'll see you then. Okay, so here's what we've completed so far. We have the back, the moon, the little glow off of the moon, makes it look kind of cool, and then our black layer of Duchess right here, and O'Malley and the chimney, etc., etc. So now what we're going to do, we're going to position that white layer stencil on top of the black layer. See, now if these parts were still here, these little cutouts were still here, we'd have you really have to eyeball it and make sure that you got it lined up correctly, and good luck. This is about all I can tell you. But see, as you can see here, we've lined it up. So you see how the black outline, basically all you're going to do, line up his outline with that, so we're good on that side, so it covers it. And then I know it's usually kind of hard because it's black, and this is about as close as I can zoom up with this lens that I'm using. But what you're really going to want to do is get close to the thing, to your canvas, and take a look where everything else is. So pretty good on the rest of this. You might have to come through after you've painted your layer and do some touch-ups, but that's not a big deal. So I'm pretty happy with where this is currently. So what I'm going to do, as I did before with the black layer, I'm just going to tape it down, and then we're going to mask everything. We're going to mask all these cutouts too, and then we'll paint over the top. Okay? So I'm going to mask. You won't have to wait or waste your time watching me do that. So when we come back, it'll be masked out and ready. So it's been a few minutes
with all the screws and stuff on it.
As you can see, I've taken all the screws off, and we're ready to see if it worked. As I said, give your paint a few minutes to dry before you lift off your stencil. You don't want it to bleed out, so you don't have those crisp lines. So it's been a few minutes. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully it worked out. I haven't looked at it yet, so this will both be either horribly embarrassed or totally satisfied, one or the other. That's usually how this works. I like to deem this spray and pray. Oh! Did it right. Looks like old Dustin did something right. So, yay. Alright, so the next layer to finish this bad boy off is going to be O'Malley and turning him
we're
orange.
back.
So as you can see, I've already taken all these screws off, and we're ready for the final reveal. So hopefully, I haven't looked at it yet, so hopefully when I take this off, it's going to have nice clean lines, and that orange is really going to pop because everything else is just shades of gray and white and black. So we'll see what we do.
Are you making a video, Dad?
Yes, I am, baby.
For Mama?
No, I'm doing it for the YouTube.
Okay?
Okay.
Using her car. Still don't.
Well, it worked. I'm going to have to do a little touch up here and there, but that's not too shabby. I wanted to anyways to show you this. So it looks pretty good. Here, I'll zoom out. Pretty rad. Alright folks, so we're back. As you can see that little dollop right there in the middle? That shouldn't be there. You know what that means is that we didn't wait long enough to do the next layer, which is okay because I wanted to show you this anyways. How do we fix this? It's not the end of the world. I remember when I first started I thought it was, but it's not the end of the world. We can fix it. So basically what you do, you take whatever color you used. In this case it was gloss white. And what I do, this is just wax paper. You could buy it at Safeway or any grocery store. What I like to do is spray a nice little puddle on this paper. Spray a puddle on this paper of whatever color it was. And then I use a regular old Bic mechanical pencil. Nothing fancy. You can get this at any Staples, office supply store, anything. Just regular old mechanical pencil. I use it as a dip it into the puddle of paint and just dab where I want to cover up, and that's how you can do connections and
Just this simple.
touch up on all your mess ups. So it's real simple. Get you a nice close up here. Once it dries, it won't be totally seamless, but most people aren't looking at these things within 2 inches anyways, hopefully. So, real simple.
And Dad, you tell me you're done, okay? Or I can hang out with you, okay?
Okay, see? Just that simple. And then once it dries, you can see it on the angle where it is, but once it dries, you won't be able to tell. Alright, and there we are with all the touch-ups and finish-ups and clean-ups, whatever you want to call them. So I think it came out quite well. I hope you enjoyed it. This was, we talked about a lot of different things here. We talked about different space painting techniques in the moon there. With crumpling up paper, we talked about the spreckles a little bit, like to make the stars over here, in here with that low pressure, the light pressure on the can. Talked about multi-stencils here and making sure that everything is really dry before you go to the next one. And we've talked about how to remedy if it's not dry and you get some paint dust up or paint come up from the previous stencil, how to remedy that too. So I hope you enjoyed it, and this is O'Malley and Duchess from the Aristocats from Disney. Alright, and remember, if Fickle 134 can paint, so can you. See you next time.